Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the concept of abstraction in object-oriented programming. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in programming and coding and you want to learn about it, especially the object-oriented concepts. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, abstraction is the process of hiding the internal details of an application from the outer world. Abstraction is used to describe the things in simple terms. It is used to create a boundary between the application and the client program. If we talk about a real life example, for example, your car is a great example of abstraction. You can start a car by turning the key or pressing the start button. You don't need to know how the engine is getting started, what all components your car has. The car internal implementation and complex logic is completely hidden from the user. Also, like for example, you can heat the food in a microwave. We press some buttons to set the timer and type of food. Finally, we get a hot and delicious meal. The microwave internal details are hidden from us. We have been given access to the functionality in a very simple and straightforward way. Now, basically, objects are the building blocks of object-oriented programming. An object contains some properties and methods. We can hide them from the outer world through access modifiers. We can provide access only for required functions and properties to the other programs. This is the general procedure to implement abstraction in object-oriented programming. So basically we have two types of abstraction. One is data abstraction and second is the process abstraction. Like data abstraction, when the object data is not visible to the outer world, it creates data abstraction. If needed, access to the object data is provided through the some methods. Like for example, this is the user main program, and here the data like the integer int, id int, and the name. So these are the data. It is private, so that means the user program cannot access this data. The methods like get name, set name, get id, set id, etc., these are public. So basically data abstraction means they see the data is hidden because it is private, so this program cannot access the data here, but it can access the method. So this is the example of data abstraction. Now the next is the process abstraction. Process abstraction is basically, friend, we don't need to provide details about all the function of an object. When we hide the internal implementation of different functions involved in a user program, it creates process abstraction. So that means, for example, car driver is one program. It cannot access the process here. What is for process? Fill fuel, create a spark, move brake, change Pelton speed, etc. So these are the private methods of a car. Okay, so car driver can only access the public methods like turn on the car, turn off the car, accelerate, brake, gear. So these are the methods which are private for the car driver. So car driver can only access the private process here or methods here. He cannot access the private method like fill fuel and create a spark, etc., which are totally hidden from the car driver, and these are totally the internal processing of a car. Okay, so this is the concept of process abstraction. Now if we talk about in terms of coding, like for example, just take as an example of the some coding example of the C++. Here see, this is one class, okay, which is implement abstraction, and it has two parameters, int a and b. See, these two parameters and are basically the private data, basically private integers are these variables. Another method, public method, to set the integers here, like whatever the value you will provide them, they will put it into a and b and then display. That means it will display the value of a and b. Now the main method will basically create an object of the implement abstraction class. Okay, here we have created the obj, which is the object of implement abstract class. Then we get obj dot set like 10 comma 20. So when we call obj dot set, it will call the method of this method to a set. That means the value of a will be set as 10 and the b value set as 20. Then we call obj dot display. So it will display this method, it will call this method of display, which will display like value of a is equal to 10 and value of b is equal to 20. Here you notice one thing, that see, a and b, the internal processing is totally abstract or totally hidden from the user. He is just basically calling the methods of the set and display, and the internal processing is totally managing by the class itself. Okay, so like a, what will be the value of a, what will be the value of b, and what actually the internal processing is totally in your hand in that class of implement abstraction. So that is basically the concept of abstraction. Like you are just calling the method of set and display and providing the value. Now what you will do with those values, how will you process them, how will you use them, it's totally in the hand of this class implement abstraction. Okay, so friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video.